All right, using what we learned about reference angles, now we're going to find reference triangles. And so let's say we had this unknown angle measure represented by theta, so theta represents our angle measures, and it brought us to a point on a coordinate plane at -4, 3. And we wanted to find the distance from A, from our origin, to B. We want to find the distance from A to B. Now, how can we do that? Well, using reference angles or reference triangles, we can draw, remember, we go from the point, or from that angle, from our terminal side to the x-axis. So we're going to always draw to the x-axis. Sometimes when you forget how to draw your reference angles, it makes a bow tie. So in quadrant 1, going to the x-axis, quadrant 4, quadrants 2, and quadrant 3. And because theta represents the angle, you can make a little bow tie out of the reference triangle. So think bow tie if you ever forget, but you're always going toward the x-axis. So if this is the point, -4, 3, that means we went left 4, so that's direction, not distance, and then we went up 3. So that means this triangle had to go left 4, up 3. Now why does that help us? Well, because we went straight down, this creates a 90-degree angle. And if you remember with the Pythagorean theorem says, hey, we're going to have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Remember, c is your hypotenuse. The a and b, in this case, doesn't necessarily matter if a is 3 or if a is -4. That part doesn't matter. What we need to know is that c is always going to represent our hypotenuse. Now, c, our hypotenuse, is exactly what we're trying to find, that distance from a to b. So let's see what we have here. I'm going to use -4 as a, so -4 squared plus 3 squared equals my unknown squared, which is the distance from a to b. And I'm going to follow through with Pythagorean theorem. -4 squared is a positive 16. Remember, when you square that, if you're using your calculator, you need to use parentheses, or it'll tell you it's -16. Plus 3 squared is 9 equals c squared. Combine like terms, 16 plus 9 is 25 equals c squared. Now remember, how do I undo a square? Well, by taking the square root. Because we're talking about a distance of the hypotenuse, that will always be positive. So we don't have to do the plus or minus here. We're always going to take the positive value. So the square root of 25 is 5, meaning that distance from A to B has to be 5. So given that this goes left 4, up 3, then our distance from A to B would be 5. And we can find that using our reference angles and reference triangles.